so I think we all know each other. Is that correct? Does anybody need to be introduced to the rest of us?
I think it's customary just to go around for public consultation.
Okay. Start. Am I right?
Let's see, well, let's try it.
Jay Gilchrist.
Lee McKnight.
Angela McConville,
Latasha Deloach, staff.
Kristen Cromray, staff.
And a shout out to our AV guy over there. Thanks for your for supporting our work. What's your name?
Ty Coleman.
Ty?
Yeah, I'm with the cable TV office. Hey. Yep, it is going. Thank you.
There's an acorn bouncing on the ground over there.
It's an apple. We'll talk about this later.
So I apologize. I'm left my glasses at my son's house, but I think I'm doing okay. I think I can see okay. So minutes from December. Vision correction, vision. Call for a motion to accept. Over. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks for the meeting. Public discussion, for items not on the agenda.
Got 2 items.
Okay.
I've been asked by members, senior center members, if we could have, if they could have more computers in the lobby, walk-up access. First thing. Second is badges for the commission members. They don't have to have our names on it, just that we represent the commission. So we can wear them like today. I go for a walk with Jay and the group, and I'll then too. That's it for me.
Okay. Anybody else? Have your ear to the ground, want to pass something along? Okay, we'll move on. Operational overview. Latasha.
All right, these might all roll together here a little bit. So I have provided for each one of you, and you can find on our website for public, our annual report. So we want to put out our annual report. This is from 2023. It's at your discretion to read through. It has some facts, it has a little bit of information about who we are and what we do, etc. And so I just wanted to make sure that you all have copies of that. They are available in our lobby and also at the front desk. And they're also available online at our website for people to review them if they have questions or feel like we need more information or less information. Just let us know. Our contact information is on the very back page, and we will, as we're working towards things next year. This is the first one we put out in a while because, you know, I started and then I was in a pandemic. We had to dig our way out with a lot of new things, and so we wanted to make sure that we're starting providing.
I think it's very well done. I looked at it previously, and shout out to who put it together in the graphics, make things stand out and stand up. It's a stand up sort of report.
I love that you guys are using photos from the senior center events to celebrate, because as someone who's putting together a presentation for the last 2 days, it's been hard finding photos online of people enjoying themselves at the senior center because of privacy purposes. So yeah, I've been stealing a few from here.
Always have.
I will be doing that later. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so programming update. 2 of our commissioners attended the Black History Ball that was put on by one of our affinity groups, which are original mature groovers, as well as a partner with a nonprofit here in the community to put on the first inaugural Black History Ball. And I would say it went really well, but I'll give you all an opportunity to comment if you like. And then we also made the front cover of the Gazette. You know, very excited about that. Some of our purposes behind that, obviously, is that we wanted to uplift the new group, the OMGers idea and their partnership with Takeover Outreach, but also wanting to really push from our feasibility study. One of the things that people asked in our feasibility study about our building and our potential to have more people pay attention to the senior center was to be out there more, showing what we're able to do. And so I really took it upon myself to kind of really push that as an opportunity to show people what the senior center can look like, what we can really do here. And with staff's help and with a lot of volunteers who were amazing and came the day before, a day before that, as well as the day of and the day after for tear down up to Monday. You know, we were able to transform the space that we're currently into a space that people had never seen the senior center be. And definitely people have been talking about how they could potentially in the future utilize the space. And so that is a hope that we have the ability to, you know, have more revenue, more people from the community of all different backgrounds utilizing the space. They do, but we obviously would like to see that increase. And so I believe we were very successful in being able to showcase the senior center. And it was really amazing. Folks that came together, lots of different organizations collaborated, great sponsorship with the US Bank, and able to really to do great work there. Some of the proceeds are going to the OMGers as they are planning a underground railroad trip across Iowa. The hope is that the funds will cover their portion as members of that group, that the trip will be available to anyone who's interested in attending. And so we'll get those numbers together. Unfortunately, I had a family crisis after that, and I haven't played catch up. So I hope tomorrow or even this weekend, if I have to be able to pull some things apart, start working on some of those pieces that we cancel a couple of weeks, getting that going. But we'll reschedule and we'll get back to you all next month about some plans about what that looks like on the region.
From what I saw, the gala was a smashing success. I couldn't believe there were so many people jammed into this group.
Yeah. Great. It was great.
I have a copy of the program and anything to look at, and again, I think a second pages and you know, you were upstairs greeting people, I was downstairs greeting people, and people just kept coming, and all sorts of people came. Yeah, I think that all various levels of stress.
Yep.
And but everybody came to the party.
Yeah.
The food was good, music was good, talk, my professor, I forget her name.
Ashley Howard.
Ashley Howard, very good. Good thing, and the write-up in the Gazette too.
Yeah. It was really great. And so I don't know what the future of that event looks like. I told those groups that I said I will help you first. I don't know. I'm really good at creating templates for people, but as a person that's done a lot of community events, it takes a lot of work. And so we will have a discussion about that probably at our next meeting, kind of discussing what that could potentially look like. But right now, that's not till next February, so I'm gonna push it off a little bit. And we'll see where that comes from it, and maybe we are just more of a supporting organization. Because I have a feeling if it's done again next year, they'll need a bigger space. So the hope is that we do something medium size to showcase the senior center, it's a facility, and really have the opportunity to highlight some local people of color organizations that were vendors. So it was really great collaboration for our Black History efforts this month. Okay. As for programming, our new program guide should be coming out in another week or two. So look forward to that in your email and around the building. As you know, we're still going through quite a few things here in our building. Lots of really great stuff. I'm really proud of the fact that we serve many folks here in our building, as well as we have those other spaces outside, whether that's our hiking group or whether that's bowling or our 50 singles group or the programming we're doing at Mercer Park. Well, I know we provide tax help and ship there, but also the program we have out in North Liberty is a great collaboration out there, with hopes of, you know, if we get more staff, we can do more things, right? We know we won't be able to add staff here, for a while, just given just city finances. I think anybody's city right now is kind of hurting from some state law changes. So we won't be able to add anyone, at least in that way, unless we have a grant funded position. But you know, we definitely are pushing ourselves to the limit and making sure that we're providing as much as we can. So the more volunteers that we have, so people out in the community have gifts that they want to share with us as volunteers, or what minimum cost classes, that we are always open to have a discussion about that. A quick update on the facility. As you all know, we are in construction season. I can't really get into too much detail because every day I get multiple updates about something we thought was 4 inches is 8 inches, something we thought was 8 inches is now 4 inches. And sometimes I'm not quite sure the exact language, so we are hoping that one of our engineers or our architectural firm can come in and talk a little bit more about that at our next meeting. But the hope is that the construction, at least for the exterior part that's happening outside, should conclude in May, June. And so at that point, we'll be moving on to other exterior work, which will include windows and doors, mostly windows. And as you know, the senior center has a lot of windows, so that's going to be a project. There will probably be some days we might have to close, just given that, you know, there's lots of birds as well. So we don't want them in the building. At least you all can come in. I will stay home. I don't. But I know that we will have to work around that for the facility. As for the interior work, we will begin probably looking at design at the top of next year. So we will have to probably go out to bid, get someone who is going to do the interior, etc. I'm going to spend some of this year potentially looking at other senior centers around the country, looking at some of their design to be able to see what we could potentially do with our space within our budget. And so I'll be partnering and talking with some folks across the country this year and trying to see whether that's color, whether that's etc. specific programming they're using floor to floor to really help and investigate what that interior design phase will look like. So that is my hope this year and top of next year. And so I'm trying to make sure I've covered all the things. One more thing that I have here in the operation overview is our city council connection. So in the city council connection is in reference to our chair, let's say president, our chair of the Senior Center Commission, Jay, specifically was asking to talk a little bit more about what is our role here, what is you all's role as commissioners. Obviously, some of your role is to be our voices for the people who do not attend the meetings and can't attend the meetings, to offer up suggestions or different things. For me as the senior center coordinator, you all are an advisory board that I can bounce new ideas of potential projects or different things off of and get opinions. And your connection with city council is, like all commissions, specifically, you obviously apply through city council and city council appoints you. Their hope is that you all would be liaisons to them about major concerns that you have here at the senior center. So if there is something specific that has come up, I'll give an example. When we did our master plan, the commissioners approved it, and then we wrote a memo to city council to specifically say, we approve of this, we want this work done here at the senior center. That went to council, and it was brought up on their main on their work session, I believe, and we went over and discussed it. I did, and as well as some folks involved with master plan to specifically explain that. Once they agreed to it, then we were able to start the process of looking at that. So major things like that. There have been times in the past when I first began this position that a commissioner at any time is welcome to go during public comment and just give an update about how things are going here at the senior center. I mean, it's public comment, you're welcome to represent yourself as a commissioner to say, you know, X, Y, and Z thing, we wanted to share that, and it's been going fantastic. Examples of things that I do, sometimes people will specifically send me a note. Recently, I've been getting some different notes, or people have directly emailed city council to say that they're thankful for nights and weekends being restored here. So that's something that would go to city council, and if you all wanted to, before that was approved, or even after, go to city council specifically during one of their public comments at the end of the meeting, say, hey, I'm a commissioner, and we really appreciate you all approving the funding to be able to provide positions to allow seniors the opportunity outside of the 8 to 5 hours use. So that's just an example. And so there's no specific report that has to be done annually, because I am reporting directly to the city manager who is employed by the city council. So I am meeting with him monthly to say, these are the things going on here. This is the report from the commission. This is the report from Friends of the ICC Center. So those things are already happening. But if you want to go to them directly as their liaisons, you are more than welcome to do that. If you want to specifically present something and you need my assistance in creating a memo or creating something, I'm more than happy to help. Okay. But if you want more information or something, or if we ever want to, I think maybe once a year, sometimes they'll come over and do a short presentation about the things that are happening at city council, or the things that's happening. I think they come and, you know, and that's their way of being accountable to you all to talk about strategic plan or how it's gonna impact older adults. Then that happens as well. So there's obviously some reciprocity there where you specifically go and talk to them. You can also invite them to come and talk to you as well. Questions about that?
Is the connection to city council similar to the county, where you have 2 liaisons on city council that are identified each year?
No. No, it's a different setup. Cities is set up through a city manager versus the county has that different.
Right. I just didn't know if there were like 2 people we should specifically.
No, it's whoever volunteers. So it's kind of like, anybody want to go talk to a senior center commissioner? Like, oh, I'll go kind of thing, versus the county has that different setup where there are more employees as county supervisors, and they supervise specific employees or the directors of the different departments, versus here, we are all under the city manager, and then he reports. Yeah. For the county, I'm not, to say it's a different setup.
It's lovely to have that buffer person.
We have more access. Other questions? One of the other questions I wanted to touch base really quick about facility is, as a city department, we always have access to other buildings that are city facilities. We just have to organize with Parks and Rec or whatever the other department that is that has a facility. So if people want to do meditation at Ashton House or one of those spaces, then we just have to coordinate it through our programming staff here to make that happen. So we absolutely, as a department, have access to that, just like they have access to have meetings here, etc. So it's, it works both ways. So let us know if there's an idea and people have a specific place they want to have it. They want to be outside and walk around Ned Ashton and lay in the grass. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. So sounds good.
Well, again, I know that, and I was talking to Emily the other day, and she said the mindfulness group had their retreat at Ned Ashton House 5 times out. I assume then it's just a matter of scheduling.
Yep.
You don't get charged rent or anything.
Once we were throwing like a wedding, it was like on a senior center supporting wedding. There might be charged there, but for the most part, no. We're just looking at another city department.
I know for instance, the appreciation thing.
Yeah, we had
Very
that.
true. And that's just, again, a matter of scheduling, I guess. Yeah.
We try to get it
Bring
early as
up
possible.
the bigger selves, to ourselves, or whatever, and bring whatever we're bringing this for swag and treats and that sort of thing.
Yep, just some coordination, just some coordination.
The Ashton House, is that the house we walked by?
Yeah, that's the one in Manuel Heights.
Yeah.
Our road, trying to run around the shore drive there.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does change to that name. I forgot, I'm just so used to calling it Park Road, but it is probably.
One, I don't know exactly what street.
I don't know when it switches either. So it's kind of,
Well,
then you're there, then you're in Corporal.
So, okay, any questions about any of those? I know I raised those issues, as to be added to the agenda. Anybody else have comments or questions? I would say that I'm more than willing to go to council if, you know, if you would give me a heads up about something specific that might be a good time and good, opportunity for.
Well, you're welcome to go and thank you for tonight's meeting. We always appreciate that, because we know it's a squeeze to make that happen. Just given the state of a lot of laws changing about how we can work our budgets. So, it's a lot of advocating on my part, so. And you can always go and say nice things about the staff, you know, we are never gonna turn that.
So what was that you just mentioned? I missed.
I'm just saying, that they agreed to allow us to be able to hire actual city staff to, senior center staff to do nights and weekends.
Oh,
So we, in the past, the building has been run by volunteers and student employees. But I had some concerns about liability issues, about that, and so when COVID happened, I made the decision to stop having nights and weekends. And I know it was something that people wanted, but I was very concerned about the liability of our building not having an actual employee, city employee. And so, have had to advocate to find the funding to specifically kind of right that ship. And so we now have had staff for the last 2 months, and we're in the process of hiring another person to make sure that those hours are covered. So I know there's talk out there about early morning hours. We ain't got there yet. It took us a while to get the nights and weekends. But if we can get there, we will, but we know it will be a little bit more.
that might be a good expedition for, I think I would rather not go alone for something like that. Maybe one or more. Sure. You could go along with me.
Yeah.
And, we could, bend the council there a little bit.
Sure.
You know, during the, public discussion.
Yeah, maybe invite them to come over for a tour or something.
Yeah.
Run down, make them pancakes, right?
Yeah, invite them to be, ambassadors.
Sure. Great.
Okay, any other questions about that? These items? So we move on to senior center master plan discussion. Anything you want to add on those?
No, I don't think so. I think that's kind of, it's happening. People cannot say that we have not worked to make renovation happen. You can't miss it. It's out there. Crazy mess, but, it's happened, which really solidifies the folks that we're here to stay.
I think we have a great opportunity once it's done.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do a big open house.
And
I'm gonna get a big old bowl and wrap it around the middle. Okay, maybe I'll get one bowl.
I'm assuming it's gonna look better and brighter.
Yep, it's gonna look probably
Go back to
exactly the same.
1922, I don't know when it goes.
It'll look the same with a little bit of shine.
Yeah, so they're gonna, power wash the thing and.
I think they have the.
I don't know what all those,
Yeah.
more than power wash.
Well, there was a seepage problem that wasn't draining properly, and so the bricks started coming off. So, and so for safety, it's more to fix and it is more, it's a lot different to restore so that this building can stay functional for longer and be good stewards.
Building's about 3 years old, and so what was happening is the bricks were laid like this, but over time, they started, so they had to like kind of come back and pull out some, squirting out that and put in flat, that kind of stuff. The parapet, which I call the Romeo and Juliet part at the top of the building, a lot of that has had to be replaced. Every day I'm like, oh, they're like, we thought it was 7 stones, but it's 12 stone. I'm like, okay, we're in it now, fix it. So, but they're working on it and they're working quickly. I didn't think they were going to start in the winter, but they're working quickly. Hopefully in a couple months, I won't have to see random gentlemen outside my window. So,
And things like change orders get published by city council. So if you're concerned about funding or changes in the cost of things, because inevitably you find disasters as you do construction and renovations, just know that that is all public and transparent.
and some things have also been cost saving, like, oh, we thought it was this number, but it's actually less, or and obviously the other way as well, like, oh, we thought it was 7, it's 20, or so it's kind of balancing itself out. I haven't seen anything too crazy where I'm like, so it's just been kind of, once they got into it, yes, once they got into it, they have found different things, but it's a 100-year-old building, so we had an expectation there would be some things that we didn't see into that.
Well, and it's great to know that there'll be a bow and an open house and all that. I'm hoping it'll be a good opportunity. The public will be,
Don't you worry.
build support for the next phase. We're indeed be raising money for that, and so it's gonna help be symbiotic for that.
Know me well, sir. Come on in.
And if there's anything we can do,
Oh, don't worry, you are definitely a part of my creative
Look forward to it.
plan. Don't you worry, you'll have those name tags for sure.
okay, Board of Supervisors presentation.
All right, I'll take this one. So we've scheduled this presentation for next Wednesday at 9 a.m. at the Johnson County Board of Supervisors meeting room, which is over at the HHS building right now, since they're renovating the administration building. So it's just across the street at 855 South Dubuque. So be there a little bit early. We're probably, I think, the 3rd floor conference room. Yeah. And there's elevators and it's fully accessible. So, the 3rd floor. We've been passing around emails for the last 2 days, frantically putting together a presentation, which is due to them tomorrow morning at 9. So I brought it along with me today to kind of show you guys and ask you for input. Would you mind if I go slip over there to my computer and kind of work my way through the presentation? There's a couple spots where I feel like things need to be filled in a little bit by not just me. So we can see the apple. Okay. Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's.
Oh.
Part like,
oh, over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know. Did you replace the bulb in the projector? It seems a little bit brighter, maybe.
I
Okay.
think it might be the lighting of that background.
All right. Well, I used all of your brand standards, so all the fonts and colors are applicable. So these things were really easy. So, just acknowledging staff, talking a little bit about your budget, what you bring in, where Johnson County sits as far as their
You wanna
contributions.
highlight
I can highlight that. Yeah. I will do that after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figured it might be-
Yep. Perfect. Good idea.
you highlight that?
And you'll notice I stole a bunch of stuff from your
Sure.
budget report and from the city budget. So, so the three things that I have kind of like feeding the tree are the staff, funding, and the space. That's kind of like the basic things you need to like really get a center going, right? So, oh, I guess I went the wrong way. Okay, so space. I have senior center, Rancha, and an old photo of the senior center when it was the post office, and kind of a list of places that you guys also do programming and the programming associated with that. So if there's something missing from there, because I know you just said the rec center across the Mercer Park, so I don't have that on there, but just if you have things to add, let me know. I just pulled what I saw from your program guides. Community partners was one of the things that was required to highlight in this report. So I just had pulled this from your end of your budget thing. If there's anyone to add, let me know. Also talk a little bit about some numbers from your partnerships, but this is from 2022 data. So it was from the FY24 budget. So if you have updates on this data, just let me know and I can update it quickly. Or if there's an entity that contracts and provides a program that's a partner here that's been really successful, let me know and I'll add it. I will share this link with all of you. Well, I'll share it with Kristen and then she'll share it. So volunteers, I think was another thing that you were supposed to kind of highlight. So number of volunteer hours, and a photo I pulled. A little bit about the Senior Center Commission. So the duties and powers that Latasha just talked about are listed here. Because we are volunteers as well. Right? And then mission and vision, which is really watering the tree, which grows the senior center. So just we'll touch on these three items. So programs and the 4 mission areas. Now, like this is the data I pulled from the budget. If you have updated stuff that you'd want to share, let me know or add to this. I haven't added a whole lot of photos yet. I was adding mostly the text just to get us through today. So this was the quantitative feedback that I received from the intern, and I do need to acknowledge the intern's name on this too. I'm sorry, I forgot to put it on this document, so I will do that in a different section. I'll show you, but and then the qualitative feedback that she had offered. Just the membership, how you become a member, what the membership is like, the variety of membership options like low income discount and renew active is on there. The North Liberty thing is a little italicized thing at the bottom. So just characteristics of members. You remember this from the presentation that they did from the survey, which I thought was really interesting, especially since you had 995 responses. So that was a good, really good sample. It's just interesting to see. I think that was part of the requirement for this is membership data. So here's where I'm hoping for help. So things like, I already made a note about adding the new employees. So I did talk a little bit about adding the extra hours because that was in a press release. I just pulled straight from that. But yes, anything else that you want me to add as far as recent highlights of like successes? I mean, we could put the ball in here too. Yes.
I wondered if tax help,
Tax help.
partnership or
That's a good idea. Put like something about tax help, maybe ship.
Because that's coming up. That is,
Already
oh,
happening.
yeah,
Already
yeah.
happening. So that maybe those two things, because you know, that's also education for the community as well. Let them know we
I wonder maybe the exterior renovations or something, because I don't know if
Yeah.
the county is really,
Yeah, All you gotta do is go outside and take a picture.
Yeah.
That'll pull them in right there. That's about a 3 million, a little over 3 million, maybe, is it 3.74? Yeah, $3.74 million project.
You will be there with me on Wednesday,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Larry, I will keep
And
going.
Jay, you're gonna be there on Wednesday?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's kind of like buzzed up with that mindful walking time. But, I can. One thing, how many people would be too many?
Walk them all over there. You
oh
can
yeah,
just say,
more the
I
merrier.
have
Oh
any
my
problem
gosh.
saying we have members to,
If you can, we're gonna meet at 9.
I have no problem, we can definitely say we wanna acknowledge
Please.
our mindful walking group that came here to support the street today.
And if they have testimony,
My phone or somebody's phone.
Sure. Make us look great.
yeah. Because the more people that talk to the Board of Supervisors about how wonderful the senior center is, the more apt, they would be thinking about how, oh, well, look at all these county people who are, which is probably another statistic I need to throw up there, is how many people live in Iowa City and how many people don't live in
Yeah,
Iowa
that should
City.
be-
Can we do that? Yeah. Because the county is concerned with how their money serves the people outside of Iowa City. Right. Yes.
More pictures from the, laughter club.
Oh, laughter club. Or even if we just show the picture from the Gazette to the press.
President and Gazette coming up.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how, do you know how to pull pictures off?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm very adept at pulling.
We could even,
Oh my gosh, that would be,
What happened?
I don't know. This is a long presentation as it is, I'm sure. So,
That's my question too, how long is it?
Well, usually they give us like 15 minutes, so I think we would.
we're
might
on
be
Zoom
pushing past
Yeah.
that.
and I'm not known for being concise and terse. So they'll, I'm sure, be expecting
I'll
it to
try.
be a little longer. My color commentary can sometimes get lengthy. So, okay, so I have a few things and I will get this out to them at 9 a.m. So thank you for that. I appreciate everybody's input. So one of the things that was required on the report, so this is kind of serving as our written report. I will not go through these slides in detail. This was the items that were written up by the intern and added to the slides. I mean, we can do kind of like a brief, but it's more for the board to have in their pocket and to read on their own time if they're curious about how we're meeting trends that are in our community. So see how long they are. Nobody's going to read that. That's bad presentation design, putting that many words on there. So, but I did that because I want to honor the work that your intern had done. And I had nothing to add to this. It was good. So yeah. So that's the needs part. And so that's already basically done. We don't need a lot from that. Okay, but here we go. We got challenges. So I have 3 that I had pulled from previous literature. Aging building, uptick in number of seniors in the community and being able to serve with current budget and current staff. And then future renovations, raising funds, stuff like, we're always looking for more money. So if there's any other challenges that we're facing currently, please send those my way and I'll add them to this list.
So that's the 3 main ones. We were always in raise funds all years,
Mm-hmm.
not just for renovations, just for operations.
Mm. Yes, I will add operations. Okay, so
And I can talk through.
yes.
We can split it up. Yeah. I'll let you do the fun ones. And then, I don't have a problem facing music.
They don't bite. They're very nice people at the county, so.
So we'll get that in our email at whatever suggestions we might have.
Yes, I will send you a link to this so you can view it as it changes too.
Okay.
The link will stay the same. This will just keep on getting updated as I add things. And then I'll add your name there too, since you'll be there with me.
We want to suggest changes, we do it in a reply to your email.
Oh, Schnikes. Should probably reply to Kristen and she will compile.
They can email you directly.
Oh,
They just can't
oh.
reply.
Yes, because tomorrow morning I've got to turn in by 9. So
Oh,
That would have to be tonight that you have.
yeah, get all your things in. And I don't know what time Kristen's here tomorrow morning, but
Probably.
Yeah.
Email Andy directly.
Yeah.
okay. We will just not have a conversation because that would be, I mean, I guess one-on-one, it's okay.
And
Just
we
don't
only-
email the whole group that
Yeah.
you're,
We have some mandatory things that we require, so that's what
Yes.
the presentation. Those are also there are mandatory things as part of our service agreement with the county. To specifically address, so whether that's our outputs and outcomes or challenges or looking at the demographic data, we have to answer those things. We have to, we have to answer those things, but, something other fun things are great to add, because it adds flavor and seasoning, I guess. But we definitely have to answer those 4 things in our service agreement with the county for funding, and then the other things are really helpful, just really kind of illustrate the work.
well, because the county board of supervisors is also a good mouthpiece for us as well to
Right.
get people interested and involved from the county and the senior center. So
Live, right?
yes, it'll be a live meeting for sure. And videotaped and audio.
Replay.
Yeah, so the more,
Always great to drop nuggets like.
Yes.
28.
I don't think I have the address on here, so.
Make sure I put that in. Call us at 319-35.
All right, thank you so much, you guys.
that's very well put together, thank you. Looks nice.
Thanks.
And on those technical parts, they'll have a written copy or something, is that what? Some of those long slides you
Yes.
have, they'll have text for that, I guess.
I have to submit the text slide by slide copy to them by 9 a.m. This
Oh,
one's
so they
a
can-
link, so they'll,
Yeah, but we can always print
Yeah.
them out.
Yes.
Have them that day.
yes.
Like with the malnutrition and that kind of stuff, I'm just gonna review it. I'm just gonna hit high points about that.
Yeah,
Because they kind of speak to that, but I want to make sure that they have that written, but I'm just gonna highlight it for time purposes.
Are you gonna bring copies of this report? That might be a good idea.
Yeah, we can do that. 5 of them? 4, 5?
5,
5.
yeah,
Yeah, we can do.
All right, thanks.
yeah.
Any other questions, comments about this? Okay, commissioners report community correspondence. You already shared a little bit at the beginning, right? Are there any other messages from the ones that they come here? Future agenda item? Anybody want anything to put on? Speak now, or forever hold your peace. Well, no. Emailing. There being no further business, let's adjourn.